We were in intensive care for probably 3 days and then hospital for about 5 days.
It never occurred to me that he had a life-threatening illness.
It's a constant challenge to keep her in the best health as possible. So you're never able to forget the disease.
I remember one night I just sat at home crying because she got so weak.
And while we've been battling that, this has almost been 2 weeks ago and she still has low blood sugar.
He just woke up in the middle of the night not feeling well. But I remember calling my husband, telling him on the phone that we were on our way by ambulance to Texas Children's Hospital because they said we needed to get there right away because his blood sugars were nearly 500. One of the nurses who was sitting in there with us, as she sat across the table from us, we saw tears coming from her eyes. And to see her crying, we knew that it was something that was very, very serious.
I think among the hardest elements of diabetes is probably the hardest is watching your child suffer.
My wish is probably the same wish as every other parent who has a diabetic, and that's for a cure for diabetes.
There's no easy way to tell you this. Your child has diabetes. In that moment, I knew that our lives had changed forever.
I wish I could take away the diabetes. I wish it was me and not her.
Juvenile diabetes is misunderstood by the majority of people.
When the doctor finally said that your son has diabetes, which I knew nothing of, and all I knew was my grandmother had this thing where she had to check her blood sugar, had to get these needles, but it has changed our lives tremendously. We cannot do anything without thinking about diabetes first. You can't leave the home, you can't leave your house without thinking about diabetes, can't go to sleep without thinking about diabetes. I can't wait for the day that maybe one night my husband and I can go to bed without one of our last words saying to each other, what was Larry's number?
I can't,
It's a struggle. It's a struggle because you don't know when she's going to go low.
Within 10 seconds of a finger prick, we knew that he had diabetes, and Sam's life changed forever, and ours changed forever, all in a matter of 10 seconds.
The biggest challenge is the uncertainty of her future. Knowing what could happen to her.
Our fear is not giving our best and fearing the complications that we know could arise if we don't give our best. And just that maybe a cure will not come in his lifetime. It doesn't have to come in mine, but a cure would come in his lifetime. To be a part of an organization such as JDRF is one of the elements of hope for us. If we weren't a part of this organization, I can't imagine where we would be.
JDRF is good because it helps people make a cure for diabetes. I wish my sister wouldn't have diabetes. My pancreas was doing something wrong, so I have diabetes now.
Help us keep our promise.
I promised Henry a cure was coming. I promised that.
Help us keep our promise. Help us keep our promise.
Help us keep our promise.
Help us keep our promise and help me keep my promise to my son Larry.
I wish that diabetes would stop